So from those verses found in that Surah Al-Hijr, Allah is telling us to avoid the snare of Shaitan, because Shaitan is going like a roaring lion, looking for one to devour. So with that, some of his actions in the world today, we are experiencing. Some of us have been snared by it, have been deceived by it, have been swayed by it. Just the way he deceived Adam and Eve after the creation, when he says in the Quran, he says Surah Al-Baqarah, when Allah says, Zaghatakul Adam wa Hawa, he deceived both of them away from the garden. وَأَخْرَجَهُمَا مِنْ جَنَّةٍ, take two of them away from the garden. Then Allah said, this is because why? Since he could deceive Hawa and Adam away from the garden, is capable of deceiving majority of the people of the world. Because Adam was given the status by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be a vicegerent on earth, because he created him for a purpose. And he placed him above all the angels and the jinn. With much knowledge, when he had said to the angels, after he had created Adam, he said, give me the name of, he said, فَانْبِئُونِي بِأَسْمَاءِ هَؤُلَاءِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Tell me all these things, or the name of all these things. They could not say it. They could not say it. Why? Because they knew that Allah has not given them that knowledge, but he gave Adam. Then when he's after them, he said, فَلَمَا أَنْبَأَ أَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا, Adam informed them of everything. He said, I said, okay, call it to the angels. أَلَمْ أَكُنْ لَكُمْ دَا إِنِّي عَلَمْ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. They don't say that I know what you do not know. Then they began to admit the facts. That to show the superiority of Adam over the angels and the jinns. But fortunately, Adam stepped down below the angels and the jinn when he was being swayed and deceived by Satan of eating from the fruits or the tree Allah commanded not to go close to. Sila takrban hadi shajara. Do not go close to this tree. But eat from all parts of the garden, but do not approach this tree. But what happened? Shaitan deceived them and take them and allow and push them to eat from that tree. With that consequence, we humans are facing today. We have that weaknesses below the angels and the jinn. We're supposed to have the high rank above the angels and the jinn, based on the status, on the position Adam was given. So now Satan is in our midst trying to look for anyone to devour. So we need to be very careful, because he told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a way of appealing to him, that should not be the only one to receive your punishment. And this is your la'na. Give me the opportunity to also sway others amongst your creatures, so that they may join me in the hellfire. They join me what? In hellfire. This is the plan. And today, many of them in the world today have been deceived. Millions of the world, millions of population in the world have been deceived by the sequences, what is going on either in the media form or in the things around us, on the pursuit of wealth. Today, some people will say they want to get wealth so fast. So they involve in many dubious and fetish things, just because they want to be rich, due to the fact they don't want to experience poverty. So they push themselves to a level whereby they involve themselves in things which they will later regret. And why are they doing that? They are not doing that of their own desire. Rather, they were being induced by Satan. Whisper on their ear, oh, you can make it, you can do it by this time, do it this way. And they fell victim to it, involving in that kind of acts. So it is wrong for us as believers to avoid to do such thing. Rather, we should avoid those things and have the fear of Allah as the servants, those who are mukhlasin, who are sincere, Allah says. Because Satan knows those people who will not be deviated, who are not deviants. That's why he excluded them among those people who will deceive. He said, إِلَّا إِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمْ لَمُخْلَصِينَ. He knows that those servants will not be deceived, no matter how he tried. He did that with Job, Ayub alayhi salam. I've done before in the previous episodes. When he tried to deceive Ayub, Job, he took his word from him, he took his children from him, he took his wife from him, he inflicted him with sickness and chickenpox, yet he stood firm in his faith and being faithful to Allah. He's among those people who Allah described in that Surah Surah Al-Hijr, which I recited earlier, as among the ibadaka minhum the mukhlasin. So we ourselves, we should try to reach the standard of Ayub alayhi salam. And our noble prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, faced the same sequence, the same problems. When he was trying to preach Islam, he was being persecuted, being involved in kind of attack from the kuffar, yet he stood firm in his faith. Despite he was being called al-abtar, one who is cut off with no children, yet he stood on his faith. Same with Isa alayhi salam, who spent 3 years preaching the gospel, yet he was being persecuted. Same with prophets of old. That was why in Surah Al-Ghafir, which I would like to end it with this, where Allah says in the Quran, it says about them, when these people kuffar said to them, he said, Allah said, وَمَا يُجَدِّلُ فِي آيَاتِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. No one strive against the sign of Allah except those who disbelieve. Because they are going around, Allah says, فَلَا يَغُرُكَ تَقَلُّبُهُمْ فِي بِلَادٍ. They are going onto the earth to deceive people. They are going to deceive people on earth. These are the actions. They are a continued verse when it says, as Allah talked about the kuffar, those who change, who turn their path against Allah, who strive to make sure that you believers will not have peace. They will keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. So this is their course on earth. They know they don't have much time. That's why they are striving hard to make sure they lure people. This is not from the old. In time of Noah, when he said كذبت من قبل قوم نوح وأحزاب من بعدهم وحمت كل حمة برسوله. That even the time, it was seen from the time of Noah alayhi salam, even after Noah alayhi salam, the people, they would try to fight against Allah, fight against the believers, make sure they conceal the truth. They kill their prophets. They deny their prophets. They quench the light of the religion of Islam. Quench the light of Islam. You will not hear Islam. You will not hear the truth. As it says, وَلِيَخُوضُهُ, they take them, and kill them, execute them, persecute them, and وَجَدَلُوا فِي بَاطِلٍ, they put the falsehood to cover the truth, that you will not know. You will be deceived by the falsehood. When you see the falsehood, you think it's true, because it's glaring in your eyes. You will think it's so beautiful, so when something that is beautiful is true. No. They deceive you by that. And not only that, when they do that, وَلِيُدْهِدُ بِهِ حَقًّا, I mean, they cover it with the truth, mix the falsehood with truth, in order for you to be deceived. Allah said, فَخَطُوهُمْ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عِقَابِ. This is their ending, because when you know, Allah will punish them after that. So we should be careful when we deal with things around us. We should have this constraint, this heart of contentment and focus that we are in market to sell. After selling and buying, we are going back home, which is Jannah or Jahannam. Thank you, brothers and sisters, on this platform of Islam. Please share to our brothers and sisters for them to benefit from it. Thank you, brothers and sisters.